Do I go off strength, power, or powers, smartness, cuteness? Hmm. Answers that will all be revealed soon. Hello, thrill seekers. I'm PokéThrillz Tyler, and welcome back to the PokéThrillz studio. Please consider joining the thrills by hitting that subscribe button, giving this video a like, and consider becoming a member and enjoying some amazing perks. Now, today we're going to be talking about my top 5 must-have Pokemon if Pokemon were real, if we could actually have Pokemon in real life. Like, I could have a Pokemon sitting right here as my co-host, maybe like a Wobbuffet or something, I don't know. You know, I'm just saying, like, if Pokemon were real, if we could literally, as humans, own Pokemon, living, breathing Pokemon, if we could have it in real life, these are my top 5 must-haves. My personal top 5, so don't take it bad. You can all have your top 5 personal must-haves in your world, but maybe if you, after you listening to me and listening to my top 5, maybe your top 5 might change in a little bit more understanding of why I chose my top 5. Let's just get into it, right? Meow. Alright, so starting off number 1, if you know my favorite Pokemon, it's Butterfree. Of course, I gotta choose Butterfree, but Butterfree is a great choice, not for just for the fact that it's my favorite Pokemon, but for a lot of other factors as well. Butterfree knows so many great moves that are gonna be so useful in life. Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, or paralyze Pokemon, Poison Powder, lots of moves that'd be helpful in battle, like, or moves that would be helpful in life in general. And I say this because in battling, some battles can be so freaking detrimental. But if you can put a Pokemon to sleep with Sleep Powder and just beat the crap out of them while they're asleep, that's an automatic win. It was an argument why I said that Jigglypuff was so good, because it knew the move scene. And this is the same thing with Sleep Powder with Butterfree. You put a Pokemon to sleep, beat the crap out of them while they can't move, while they're unconscious and sleep. Or the same thing goes for Stun Spore, like paralyze them so they can't move. And like, these kind of moves are so detrimental to a battle that it almost becomes a necessity. But say, like, I'm laying in bed, I'm tossing and turning, I can't fall asleep, I just pull out like my little Butterfree right next to me, and I'm like, hey, throw me some of that Sleep Powder. That sounds bad. That sounds like I'm talking about something else. But anyways, throw me some of that Sleep Powder, put me to sleep, alright? There's a lot of factors. My kids are acting crazy, running around like lunatics. Hit them with that Stun Spore real quick. Paralyze them for just temporarily. You know what I mean? I got paralyzed heals in my back pocket. I just need to slow them down for like a good hour. Maybe if I need to get some stuff done around the house, just paralyze them for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, those moves could be so detrimental in just regular life as well. But I think when it comes to battling, most definitely, like, having a Pokemon that has Sleep Powder, has Poison Powder, has Stun Spore, like, these moves are much needed for any battle. And to be able to throw in a Pokemon, maybe use Sleep Powder, pull them back, and then throw in a Charizard. If it's, say you're fighting like a Venusaur, but you need a fire Pokemon to defeat a grass type Pokemon, then throw your Charizard in after you've already put them to sleep. Set like crucial moves for regular life now that we have Pokemon in real life, and then in battles. But that's Butterfree for you. Alright, number 2. It always comes down, you need one cute Pokemon. One that you're not really going to use for battle, but like, like, we have cats, we have dogs for the cuteness factor, right? As pets, like, and if we have Pokemon in real life, these are going to be our pets for the most part, And so, we need some cuteness factor. So I'm going with my boy Azurill. Azurill is so freaking adorable. I mean, there's so many adorable Pokemon out there, but it's hard to deny the adorableness of Azurill. And plus, it evolves into my 3rd favorite Pokemon of all time, Meryl. So even if I accidentally get too strong with my Azurill and it evolves itself into a Meryl, then I got a freaking Meryl, which is also freaking adorable as well. the water type Pikachu. Really, when it comes down to it. But we're getting off topic. Azurill is just so freaking adorable. I would have to have an Azurill in real life. Obviously, you can have more Pokemon than your top 5. I'm just giving you my top 5, so I don't know if I would necessarily take my Azurill to go battle with, but I would have to have it for the cuteness factor. Oh man, imagine having a pool as a family, and then you have your little Azurill swimming around in it. Like, that imagery right there is just freaking gold, right? Just freaking adorable. So for cuteness factor, I gotta have myself an Azurill. Gotta have myself an Azurill. All right, number 3, we're going with my boy Bulbasaur. Now, Bulbasaur is also in my top 5 favorite Pokemon, my number 4. But the reason we have to go with Bulbasaur is because Bulbasaur is such a badass. If you watch the original anime, the Indigo League, Bulbasaur for Ash was such a badass Pokemon. And then what Bulbasaur evolves into is just more badassness. It evolves into Ivysaur, and then Venusaur, the big freaking monster Venusaur. This would be the Pokemon that would be my like first go-to Pokemon, right? Like if I need to defeat anyone, like I'm grabbing my Bulbasaur and just to start out, and then maybe it becomes a Venusaur eventually. But like Bulbasaur has so much grit, and Bulbasaur has so much passion to win and battle. And I'm going strictly based off the Indigo City, but we gotta assume that the Pokemon are gonna be similar to what they were, and if we have Pokemon in real life, they're gonna be similar to what we watched in the anime, right? So, like, Bulbasaur is just your go-to, your main dog in the fight. You know what I mean? Like, Bulbasaur always kind of had that underdog mentality of like, I might be small, but I'm gonna mess you up. So that's why I gotta have Bulbasaur. I just think Bulbasaur has too much grit not to have in real life. All right, number 4, right? Yeah, number 4. We're going with my boy Raikou. Now, I'm going with Raikou because I had one in honor of my cat. I have a cat Raikou who's a hot mess, deaf, legs don't work well, can't jump, smells bad. Anyways, I love my cat though, and its name is Raikou, so I have to, in honor, have a Raikou in my top 5 must-have Pokemon in real life. Man, this is like a tongue twister almost. It's just so much words. But anyways, Raikou in honor of my cat, but also because Raikou is such a baller Pokemon, and it's a legendary, amazing Pokemon, super strong. One of the big threes, between Entei, Suicune, and Raikou. And also, I needed that electric type Pokemon in my wheelhouse to defeat anything that's like a water type Pokemon, right? Or, man, watching Pikachu in the anime and just destroying Pokemon that are water type, imagine Raikou now. So, Raikou, I had to have also a legendary, one of the top 3 legendary dogs. I think they're cats, but in a sense, but they're also dogs in a sense. I don't know if you want to call them cats or dogs, but anyways, I had to have one of the 3 big legendaries, all right, from the Neo line. So I went with Raikou just in honor of my cat, but honestly, Raikou is just such a badass, and it come in probably clutch sometimes when I need something to defeat those water type Pokemon or those flying type Pokemon, right? They send out maybe a Articuno, and I'm like, oh no, what do I do? Oh yeah, I throw out my freaking Raikou and Thunderbolt its ass, and it's dead. Whoa, I got really intense there. I'm sorry if you're an Articuno fan. I'm sorry. I like Articuno too. All right, don't get me wrong, but I needed that electric type Pokemon in my wheelhouse to defeat the water and flying type Pokemon. All right, and then number 5, who do we go after? I mean, it's obvious. When it really comes down to it, it's obvious. And this is a Pokemon that probably anyone should choose. I don't think a lot of people would choose this Pokemon because they wouldn't really think about actually, they're going to go based off their favorites, or they're going to go based off cuteness or whatever. But this is a Pokemon that we all need in our top 5 must-haves, and it's Mewtwo. Nothing's going to defeat Mewtwo. Mewtwo can do anything it wants. It's the only Pokemon that can communicate with humans. I mean, everyone's like, how about Arceus? Arceus is the god. Now, Mewtwo is going to destroy Arceus, alright? That's just the way it is. Mewtwo is the strongest and most powerful Pokemon in the world. if I'm in real life, if I have a Mewtwo at my wheelhouse, it doesn't matter. I don't even need these previous 4 Pokemon that I just talked about. Like, right? Just throw out Mewtwo, boom, done, game over. I don't even need the 4, but I did the top 5 most must-have, so I had I had to lead up to Mewtwo. But I mean, like, you're gonna win every single battle if you have Mewtwo, so it doesn't really matter. But there's a lot of other factors that you need these other Pokemon that I talked about, and that's why in like Pokemon Go and stuff, they don't let you do a lot of things with legendary Pokemon like Mewtwo's and Raikou's and all that, because it neglects the game. So, but this is real life now we're talking about, so I can have a freaking Mewtwo, and I'm gonna have a Mewtwo, and my Mewtwo's gonna destroy everyone. Game over. I win every single battle. Plus, it's the only Pokemon I would be able to have a conversation with and talk about my feelings and my emotions, and maybe it'd eventually become my therapist, and it'd help me out through a lot of other things that are deep down that no one else needs to know about. Anyways, that's my top 5 must-have Pokemon. Again, personal choices. Don't take it personally on your end. You're allowed to have your own opinions and your own top 5 must-haves. Alright, but if you like this kind of video, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and then of course, as always, thunder punch that notification bell. Peace, love you, bye.